All right, shalom, shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAHSHI, YAHAWAHSHI, Ba'ashim Rakakadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders that I learned the truth from, the men of GMS and the brethren with a like-minded doctrine. It's the brother Bakalah Walon, here with another hopeful, edifying body video Salakia to the elect body of YAHAWAHSHI, YAHAWAHSHI. This video, like the title reads is 2022 International Special Operations Capability Demonstration. So these are demonstrations being used by the special forces, which I'm gonna read it description. What they got in the description box here is a simulation being conducted by the special forces. So it got in the demonstration. It says the simulation is part of the Special Operation Forces Industry Conference and includes more than 175 SOCOM and international service members from 11 nations. And the demonstration includes simulated explosions, simulated gunfire, and low-flying aircraft, helicopters, boats, all-terrain vehicles, scuba divers, and ground forces will be used to rescue a city official from hostile forces. So they said they're going to use these military tactics, ground troops, special forces, helicopters, all-terrain vehicles, in the event that there's a hostile situation and they have to rescue a city official from hostile forces. Basically, the people became hostile in the city and kidnapped a government official, basically, which that's talked about in Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, which I'm gonna get into that. But I'm gonna just show a little bit of this video, this demonstration, and I got like 3 videos. I'm gonna just skim through it and show it. So without further ado, here's the video.
One little bird will insert the support by fire team, and the other one will support the sniper team. These are expert marksmen that carry high-powered rifles capable of hitting targets more than a mile away. Notice that these individuals are sitting on the external seats as the aircraft approach the drop-off points. This allows the operators to quickly mount and dismount the helicopters and give them a clear view of the battle space.
Salakia, yeah, this is in the city of Tampa. This is Tampa, Florida. So these is on U.S. soil, and they're using, like they said, they has 11 nations that's included in this. Basically, it's the beast. It's the 7 heads and the 10 horns. NATO and the EU. You know, with Babylon the Great, aka America, NATO and the EU. So it says 11 with 11 different other nations conducting these demonstrations on American soil. So I'm gonna just fast forward a little bit. So what he said, eliminate the enemy and rescue the hostage. So that's basically they demonstrating what can happen in a hostile situation on American soil. They're gonna use these NATO troops, these Gurkha troops, the UN troops. When situations get chaotic, which Esau Edom, that's one of his motto, order out of chaos. Which that's what he demonstrate. He create these issues and bring a solution. So he's gonna, he's making making things chaotic. Like food is scarce, materials are scarce, inflation is happening. He legalized, like in California, they legalized theft under $1,000. So you steal anything under $1,000, you're not considered. It's not considered a theft, and so that's basically what he's doing. He's creating order out of chaos, and this is what this is his solution, which is martial law, which is going to be implemented in the U.S. Pretty soon, because you see it's going in the direction of chaos, and the people that's in the know, people that's watching, especially without a doubt their brethren, you know. But there's other people that also watch the prep. These people that's preppers. You know, it's obvious people that's in the news. They know what's going on. So and various other people that keep up with current events. So they see what's going on. This nation is going downhill, and this is basically it's nothing but chaos. And also crime is on the rise. There are a lot of violent crimes are happening. Plus, there's an uptick, and a lot of these after this school shooting that happened, that just recently happened. They had a couple other students basically making threats of shooting up the school. Like there's several incidences where they arrested children like at middle schools and high schools and stuff like that for making threats and shooting up the school. So this is all bringing chaos, and this is his solution. Esau Edom, this is his solution. Which I'm gonna play a little bit more of this.
Ladies and gentlemen, after the team eliminate the enemy and rescue the hostage, the Songwatch soon will pull offshore to conduct security operations against the enemy forces. At the end of the assault, the enemy vessel will approach from the north. We do believe that will happen, and because of this, the mission commander will direct the Songwatch and the observation post to attack the hostile vessels in order to prevent the enemy.
Oh yeah, plus that's the whole thing of these psyops that Esau Edom is behind, and some of them may be real, but either or if it's crisis actors, or it's basically a psyops MK Ultra patients, you know that the government is taking over their mind and causing them to do what they do, whatever the case is. Esau Edom got a couple agendas, man, and one of them is to take away the people's Second Amendment rights of um, right to bear arms, because he's trying to make things easier. Because he can take over a country or take over people easier if they have no weapon to defend themselves. So that's one of the major things that he's trying to do. He's trying to take away or minimize the people's rights to bear arms, because they can come in and do just what they did. I'm gonna just fast forward a little bit more.
Ladies and gentlemen, all I can say is wow.
Okay, so Lucky, I'm gonna go to this next video. Bear with me. All right, this is a demonstration. This happened in 2019, but nonetheless, they do demonstrations of simulations. And this is the Navy SEALs conducting a demonstration. And I'm gonna just breeze through it a little bit, just show what they're doing.
was the real deal Holyfield. Maybe. East Coast. Get some! And that's a problem solved.
So they were just showing the hostage situation there. Let me just fast forward a little bit. So they got a takedown to show that they got, I guess they're going to use some dogs to take this guy down too.
And the dog is inbound.
So, you saw, he's going to do that. He's going to use these animals. He's going to use these, what is they got? These ectoskeleton, if I'm suits, if I'm saying it correctly. And he's gonna use all these devices he got, like these super soldiers and all these all these different devices, drones. He's gonna use this during the this time of trouble, which is gonna be like none other. This is just a demonstration of what that they be training for things. They be training for that very moment. This is just an example of it. Of the fucking wicked Esau Edom, the devil. This is what because his blessing was the sword. So this demon was blessing was the sword. So that's all in his mind is warfare. So so he lied. He lied, deceived, and in response to anything he considered hostile. He'd paint a picture like people are hostile, but they're not. Just because he got his blessing is the sword, so he can come in and do what he was blessed. He was blessed by the Most High to do. So that's Esau eating the devil. So let me see if I got some more I'm gonna show.
Oh, nice.
A demon in the background, but this is what they do. This is what they prepare. They prepared another video, so like I'm gonna show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2018 International Special Operations Forces Week, or ISOF Week. Special Operations Forces, also known as SOF, from the United States and 7 countries, will conduct a scenario-based demonstration in the area surrounding the Tampa Convention Center in order to demonstrate capabilities of multinational SOF cooperation. Today's teams are comprised of officers, foreign officers, and non-commissioned officers from Colombia, Finland, Hungary, Italy, Poland, Romania, Singapore, and the United States. The team also has a member from the FBI. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct...
So I guess that guy was like a hostage situation. But I'm gonna see if I'm gonna show any more. Cause this is basically they doing this basically the same thing as the first video. This is just a 2018. Yeah, it's basically this they doing the same thing, but this was a 2018 demonstration. So yeah, that's Esau Edom. He's preparing for that great day that's gonna be like none other. That's talked about. Um, I think in the book of Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, if I'm not mistaken, a time like no other. You know, and it also talks about it in Revelations. Um, so like yeah, I'm mistaken. That's the. It's not in Ezekiel. It's not Ezekiel 37. Salakia. When Michael shall stand up. Okay. So Salakia, it's not Ezekiel 37. But yeah, it's not coming to me right now. But I'm gonna go ahead and get to this to the second Esdras, because this is basically what's going in. This is gonna so that was 11 different countries, which is that's the UN, that the UN troops. We're gonna start at so this is gonna happen all over the globe, especially in Babylon the Great. I'm on second Esdras, the 15th chapter, the verse 5. We're gonna start at the fourth. I'm gonna start the 14th verse. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draw nigh. One people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their king nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." So that's the whole reason why they're doing these demonstrations. Just like he was saying in the description that just in case a city official get kidnapped by hostile forces, basically talking about the people, which that's what's going to happen, because it says they're going to be sedition among men. What sedition is uprising against the government. They shall be sedition among men and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes. And the course of their actions shall stand in power. So, because a lot of people, and also one of the brethren, a couple brethren made videos of these particular Edomites basically saying how they're gonna go against the government. They looking for these government officials, because they see what they're doing. They see it's not the people. They saying they trying to put the people against one another, and it's the government officials, that's coming up with these ideas to divide the people by race, black, so-called black on white, blacks against whites, or whatso have you. So that's it's all prophecy. Verse 17. And a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, which is that martial law, which that goes into what we just seen, those demonstrations. They're gonna lock down cities for whatever reasons. They got these FEMA camps, the detention camps, red, blue, yellow lists. They got all that. The guillotines, all that's in these detention camps. Because there's verse 18, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with a sword, and shall spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So that's what we going into. That's what we into now, the beginning of sorrows. You see, there's famine. It's talking about there's talk out there. We only have a couple weeks of wheat in the whole world. And I seen something talking about a whole lot of things are going on. There are a bunch of recalls just happening, one after the next. Like, every other day you will hear a major recall. Like I just seen some, even though it's pork, it's an abominable food, but in Babylon the Great, it's it's a delicacy. They was like, I think so many tons of pork was recalled, like pork bacon bits and whatever. It was tons of it was a recall. So it's been contaminated by some type of disease or virus or some type of metal. It's being contaminated for some reason, and there's a lot of recalls that's been happening frequently, you know, for some time now. And also, there's already a shortage on foods. There's already a shortage on food. You know, there's droughts, so all that's going to bring about the famine. So it's going to be a lack of bread, which is talked about in verse 19. It's going to be a lack of bread. So that's why a man should have no pity upon his neighbor, you know, and they're going to be sedition among men, which basically that goes into what that video was, those videos I was showing about the UN troops basically doing their tactical demonstrations, simulations, and how they're going to conduct or be moving through these cities, you know. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to have. You know, I'm not trying to make this video too long because, you know, prophecy is happening. You know, you gotta keep watching. This is like that. What Esau Edom does. Some people are not aware what really be going on. So that's just a demonstration of how they're gonna use these Gurga troops. How they're gonna use these Gurga troops or UN troops to invade Babylon. So so I hope this lesson will edifying to the elect. And I want to say, YAHAWAHSHI, YAHAWAHSHI, Rakakadash, Shalom. And next time, Yahawah Rathazah, which means Lord willing. And Wah Abba Babal. DTA soon.